What's up guys, welcome back to a new Patreon Q&A video. If you want to support the channel directly and receive various benefits like having the ability to ask your questions for these fortnightly Q&As, check it out, linked in the description, includes various other benefits. I also decided to include 5 questions from the people in the Discord, but yeah, let's begin. Do you think Tiger Nico got nerfed by his fight with Oma's Nico, or has he recovered / full power? I'm pretty sure in a recent chapter he talked about training for like 12 years since then and being stronger, and we're now seeing what Fei's able to do with the evolved Nico style that the Tiger Nico created, pretty much all meaning he should be much stronger than what he was back then, and I cannot wait to see what he's truly capable of. What's your favorite quote from Kengan / Omega? I don't really know, but if I had to think of one, it's probably Adam's quote that you can clearly see on screen now. Probably a higher tier. Don't know if it's my favorite, but definitely up there. What do you plan on doing once you reach 30,000 subs? I'm probably not going to do a special video again until 50,000 subs, so yeah, nothing special for 30,000. I do think we'll get another time skip in Kengan Omega, most likely after this tournament and all this worm stuff. Maybe after the Purgatory tournament we transition hard into everything regarding worm, and then eventually we'll have a time skip and see Koga's first Kengan match and his overall rise. So yeah, I do think another time skip will occur at some point. Does Hatsumi beat Gaolang? Maybe, but I personally do not think so. I think Ashura Gaolang versus Ashura Hatsumi, I do think Gaolang would win that. And of course I can't say about the Omega matchup because we haven't seen Hatsumi yet. Can Lolong still be stronger than Fei? Potentially, but I'll go into quickly how strong I think Fei is. So Fei has demonstrated the ability to easily damage Waka, whether that be with his Nico style techniques or somehow now in his new transformation, Divine Demon. With that alone demonstrating that Fei has the ability to pretty much one-shot a lot of people. Of course, he has the large variety of the Nico style, which pretty much has an answer for everything. Has the ability to choke people out. I'm guessing he has pretty decent speed. We can't really say too well about his speed so far, but he has shown the ability to blitz Waka on 2 occasions now, I believe. So he has to be quite fast. But one issue where he may actually be weaker to Lolong and other characters is his foresight or pre-initiative ability. We did see this, which kinda is the artist effect for pre-initiative, but if he doesn't have it, and this is just something regarding the Nico style, that could be an issue, because regardless of how fast you are, if your opponent has better pre-initiative or foresight, they can counter that, as we saw with Croaky in facing Amped Ray. And if a character doesn't have pre-initiative facing one who has a very high level, they will struggle regardless of how good their techniques are. Example, Oma versus Croaky during the Annihilation tournament. Even though there is a statement going around from the author that Oma does have a formal foresight, still Croaky's is that much better, it doesn't really matter. So if Lolong has like insane foresight and Fei only has a little bit, that could make it a little bit unfair and will put Lolong as stronger than Fei as a whole. But still, I do think it's going to be between those two as the top 2 strongest. And I won't be surprised if Fei is stronger than Lolong or Lolong is stronger than Fei. Of course, that's regarding Team Purgatory alone, and this whole pre-initiative difference thing mainly only equates to the higher tiers in the verse. Like if a lower tier character has insane foresight but his physical abilities aren't all there, it won't really matter if he's facing someone with miles better physicals. Does Tandava Karma Shiva beat Lubu? I think he has a pretty good shot to defeat Lubu. One issue is he does pretty much get one shot by Lu's Sky Eater ability, but of course with his insane speed and movement he should be able to deal with that. If he can defeat Lubu in time where he won't like burn himself out, yes, but it also depends on how many arms he has. If he starts off the fight by unleashing this ability, I do think Shiva could win, but if he takes a while and does take damage prior, the fight again could be up in the air. And regarding Shiva's character compared to Lubu's, Lu doesn't really care and will go all out straight away without any regard, while the likes of Shiva does take a while to fully get amped up and have more of a fun fight with his opponent. Even though Lubu's whole thing is quenching his boredom, he is kind of a absolute savage when he fights, so yes, I do think Shiva has the ability to win, but still on like an overall tier list I will rank Lu Bu higher than him. Is a My Mask stronger or weaker than Metal Bat? So regarding the manga, on a base level I do think they're pretty interchangeable, but if you consider all the potential amps Metal Bat can get during fighting, it would make Metal Bat a lot stronger than a My Mask. But if you're considering the webcomic, most likely a My Mask, but still again due to Metal Bat's potential amps he could get stronger, meaning these two are pretty close in power, but I'll give it to Metal Bat. The future of Kengan Omega in 2022. So we got like a few more months left of 2021. We'll most likely conclude the Purgatory tournament, but if we do get a full worm invasion with like a war arc or something straight away, this whole thing could transition into 2022 as well. It really depends on what happens right after the final fight of the tournament between Lo Long and Oma, unless there are more fights after that as well to get an official winner. So in 2022, I think Kengan will give us a lot of worm stuff. A large majority will be focusing on the worm. I do think we'll have the conclusion of the Kure vs Wu mini war that's going on, and then most likely in the later half after all that we'll have the rise of Ko again winning various Kengan matches, maybe the rise of new generation fighters and some of the younger characters as well, building up for a potential new tournament in the later half of 2022. But yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. I'd like to hear people's thoughts on that down below. Do you agree that Samato from Fist of Seeker scales to Omega Ryan? Not really. I do think Omega Ryan should scale higher, but again, Samato is kind of hard to properly rank due to his Mortai kind of being broken all around and has potential to be above or equal, but just my personal opinion on it, I do think Ryan in Omega should be above him. How do you think Luffy would do in Record of Ragnarok? So if he's fighting against a god in like a fist fight, I do think he'll do quite well. But if he's fighting against someone who's using some type of weapon that can cut, as we know Luffy's weakness is getting sliced, and the whole premise of Record of Ragnarok is both people can get hurt from the other's attack, so he won't be using like the haki to prevent getting damaged, stuff like that. Meaning depending on his opponent he'll do quite well, or he may get shit on. And then the final question for today's video, with this being a very interesting theory, and if the Tiger Nico is actually doing this like giant guru ritual type of thing to see who the strongest supposed student is, that could be pretty crazy, and it kind of would be something the Tiger Nico will do. With him being two-faced to various characters, as we know, Fei is his main student. But not too long ago, we thought that Lu Tien was his main student, but with all this revealed, it means he disregards Lu Tien altogether. I don't think he has completely disregarded Orometer Gito, because he does talk about how strong they became, but he kind of seems to be focusing on Fei as the main thing to pretty much shit on them and shit on the likes of Metsuda and Oma's Nico to prove that he's the better master or something along the line of that. But if this whole thing is a guru ritual to find the strongest student, that could be pretty crazy. And yep, that's everything for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. As always, shout out to the people who support the channel via the Patreon, absolute mad lads. But yep, that's it guys, peace.